Hey guys, welcome to the newsletter, volume 6. I'm really digging doing these. I hope you are digging them as well. If you are, please subscribe to my channel, click the big red button, click the bell so you get notified when I actually post one of these things. I love making them. I hope you love watching them. And the best way to keep watching them is to subscribe. Okay, cool. And tell your friends and tell everyone you know and share it on all your social media and make it the top line item of your next newsletter so that everyone you're connected. No, I'm just kidding. That's ridiculous. All right. So, big shout out to my friends at Neon. If you're in the insurance space, you know who Neon is. Seth, Sid, the whole crew, just giving them some love today. And the other, just before we get into kind of the meat and potatoes today, a couple other things. If you haven't listened to the Hanley episode of the podcast, which probably the most recent episode if you're watching this, if not, I'll have it linked up here or I'll definitely have it down below. It's tremendous and is one of the most engaging, most relatable, wonderful, delightful people in the entire marketing world and probably the business world. And I got to talk to her for about 40 minutes, and it was just a tremendous conversation. I mean, just absolutely tremendous. Whether you're in insurance or you're not insurance, it doesn't matter. You will get value from our conversation. She just shares so much, and I can't promote that episode enough. She crushed it, and I've actually listened back to it again. I don't often listen to my episodes back, like the whole thing. I kind of skip through them when I'm in post-production, but I don't listen to the whole thing in its entirety again often, and I definitely did with Ann's. So I hope you listen to that episode, and if you like the podcast, subscribe there too. The other thing I wanted to quickly touch on, and I'll keep this brief because it's a little mushy and not really tactical, is, before we get there, I just want to tell you where we are, why I'm in this why I probably feel like it looks like I'm in a construction zone. This is going to be my home office, my war room, my headquarters for Rogue Risk, my insurance agency that I'm starting, and hold on. No, it's number 1. Pet's number 1. My son's homesick. He's watching Pets, and he's upset that it's not Pets 2. It's only Pets 1. This construction zone you see behind me is actually going to be my home office. As you know, we've moved recently, and I just haven't had a chance to set this up. I don't have a desk yet. I don't have anything up. I hate the color of the walls, so I'm gonna have to paint that. That feels like work to me that I don't feel like doing. And but this is gonna be the headquarters for Rogue Risk, my insurance agency that I'm starting, and the inside, my paid membership community for independent insurance agents, all insurance agents, not just independent insurance agents, but all insurance professionals who want to follow my journey building Rogue Risk as a context, and really as I map out going from 0 to $1 million, 0 to 1, whatever you want to say. Million is meaningless. Million people, $1 million, million premium, doesn't matter. But launching this business as the construct for conversations and growth and sustainability and adding meaning and value to your business, and this is going to be the headquarters for that. So I wanted to just give you a brief update on that. Isabella is sitting on me right now down here. You probably can't see her. And that kind of brings me into my next point, which is a couple weeks ago when I made the public decision to launch my own insurance agency and kind of fully invest myself in the insurance industry. What I've found that has just been amazing is the people who have reached out, who have sent me messages of both encouragement and of just, hey, if you need this, or hey, can I introduce you to this carrier for an appointment, or have you thought about this tool, or hey, if you need it, I'll give you 30 minutes of my time to just learn from me. I built a scratch agency 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and just the amount of time and energy and resources that people have spent to help support the journey that I'm on has been ridiculous. It's been amazing. reaffirmed all the reasons why I wanted to come back to the insurance industry. And know that it's not just because it's me. These people do this for anyone, for everyone. It's the supportive nature of this industry that is a big part of why I love it, a big part of why I decided to come back. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. A couple people in particular that I want to call out. First and foremost, Jason Cass has been he's been my very good buddy and friend for a very, very long time in this industry. And I couldn't have done most of the things that I've done in this space without him. Number two, Chris Paradiso. He owns Paradiso Insurance. Paradiso Presents. He is one of the most connected, well-meaning, supportive individuals in our entire industry. And his mentorship and advice and support and some of the connections he's made and just the time that he's given me, both on the phone, and I drove out to Connecticut and spent time with him. It meaningful to no end. Wesley Anderson, Jeff Roy, Seth Zaremba, Nick Ayers. There's so many others, but these individuals I just wanted to call out and say, if you're not connected to them, you should. If you're not watching what they do, you should. These are just a few of the people who are true pillars and connectors in our space. They're people who give more of their time to others than they probably should if they were just being straight capitalists. And that's why I just wanted to make sure that I gave them a few shout outs. I'll just do like their LinkedIn profiles or something so you can kind of find them there and then connect with them wherever. But if you're in the insurance space and you're not connected to every one of the people that I just named, do so. It is well worth the energy just to be in their space, see what they're doing, who they're connecting with, what they're talking about. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about today, and it's the title of this episode, is why only the worst kind of people make you pay for content. And the title of this newsletter is that for one particular reason. So I talked a little bit about the inside before. Obviously, I've been promoting it a lot lately. It's a very meaningful project to me. I'm trying to add as much value as possible. If you go to ryanhanley.com/insider, you'll see what it's all about. I'll have a link right here for you, which you can click if you want to check it out. If you're in the insurance space, I highly recommend that you do it. You might be saying to yourself, Ryan, but only the worst kind of people charge money for content. And that is some of the feedback that I've gotten since I launched this course. After literally a decade and a half of giving away absolutely everything that I know for free, I've started my very first paid community thing where some of the content is behind a members only paywall. 15 years. And the only things you ever had to pay for were my book, which is, I literally make, just so you know, if you ever want to purchase Content Warfare, it's on Amazon. I make literally like 97 cents on a Kindle book if you buy it, and $1 on the physical book. I made the prices as low as you could, and you can't just give them away at just cost, I'm pretty sure. At least you couldn't when I set the prices. So I don't make any money on them. I do that because I want them to be distributed as widely as possible. And those resources, Content Warfare is still very valuable if you want to read it. It is a little over almost 5 years old now at this point, but everything in it is still very relevant today. And it's written kind of in the context of the insurance business. And then paid speaking gigs. So those are the only two things I've ever sold my content, I guess. And I'm not saying that I deserve it. What I found interesting is this mentality that you shouldn't have to pay. And that somehow, and I still give a lot away for free, right? Like this newsletter is free, the podcast is free. I write on LinkedIn all the time for free. Every once in a while, I post a blog post for free or do a YouTube video for free. I post all the interviews of the podcast for free. So I still firmly believe that content should be free. A lot of it should be free. And I think what's been interesting is one of the comments that I got was like, aren't you so arrogant that you think what you know is worth me paying for every month. And then I got another one that's like, you've never run an agency, so why would I ever pay you to learn how you run an agency? And there's maybe a half dozen or to a dozen more in that vein, right? Of somehow my experience doesn't align with what someone feels like they should have to pay for, or just how dare I make people pay for content, or I used to be cool because I gave everything away for free, but now that I have some content that I charge for, I'm not cool anymore, which I don't know that I ever was, so maybe that's the case. I don't so much care. This isn't so much about the inside or about do I deserve to charge for content? Because frankly, I don't give a shit what people think. I'm charging for this mostly because I want people to have skin in the game. I want people who are really going to engage, who are going to feel like they've invested as much into this community as I'm investing, because though I'm not actually putting my dollars into it, I'm putting time, energy, thought. I have a whole notebook full of stuff. I'm documenting the entire process of building a scratch agency, sharing it, and using that as the construct to have conversations about how to grow and build an agency that you want to be part of, that you want to own, that you want it to be, right? That's what it's all about. And frankly, I don't know everything about running an agency. I don't know the majority of running an agency. I'm learning. That's part of the deal. And what I find interesting about this is because I think a lot of you out there have this deep knowledge that you've considered packaging up and creating a course around, or doing a paid webinar, or having a workshop. And I'm positive, because I know how much I hesitated to do this, I'm positive that many of you hesitate to do that because you feel like people either won't pay it, or they'll think differently of you because now you're charging for this content that maybe you used to post for free, that somehow you are unworthy of charging. F that. That's nonsense. I had to talk myself through that resistance as well. So I'm telling you this not because I didn't have those feelings, but because I had to work through them. And my buddy Jason Cass is a big part of this. He send me he's been my psychiatrist through this thing, or my therapist or whatever, talking me through the highs and lows and emotional roller coasters of I've given stuff away for free for so long and now I'm charging for it, and what if no one signs up? And people are signing up. That's the best part. Almost on a daily basis, the community is growing and people are coming in, and I'm sure as we generate more people will come in, and that's what it's all about. And that's why I've kept the price so low, is because really it's more about, I want there to be people and conversations and growth and real change where people want it, versus making, and this isn't meant Rogue Risk, the insurance agency, that's what I'm building to take care of my family for the next decade, 2 decades, 3 decades. This is not about getting rich. This, in the inside, it's really about it's providing value. And I need to be able to focus my time. And if I can focus my time on the people who I know have invested themselves, then that gives me a filter by which to work. And I want you to know that you are not an asshole for charging for content. You're not. I'm not. Cass isn't. Nick Ayers isn't. Grant Botma, not an asshole for charging for his course. This is part, the time and resources that people put into these things. It's oftentimes not that they're trying to extract. Now, there are hucksters and charlatans, and that's a different story. But most people, and certainly not you if you're gone this far into this video, that's not who you are. And I think you should feel confident and willing to put yourself out there, knowing that you're going to get hate. And most of it's from complete strangers who you don't give a shit about anyways. But you're going to get people who push back and act like somehow you're a traitor or a turncoat or something because now you're charging for something. And I just want to let you know that it is not only the worst kind of people who charge for content, right? It's people who have something to say, and in exchange for that, they want some value back. And most of the time, they just want people to be invested in it. When you create something, all you really want at your core, you maybe want to get some money back for it, but all you really want is for people to appreciate it and for it to move them and for it to add value to their lives. That's what you really want. So I guess I struggled with this a lot. I know I have other buddies, other friends who have struggled with the same thing, who like, oh, I'd love to do a course, but I'm not sure that people would buy it. Or I'd love to do this, but you know, I don't want people to think that I've sold out or whatever. Like, I went through that big time in launching the Inside. And that's why I launched the Inside. Just so you know, I launched the Inside 2 days before Christmas. That's not the best time to launch a paid community, especially when you have done zero promotion before that. But I just looked at my wife and I was like, you know what? I'm never gonna hit publish on this thing unless I do it right now. So I just did it. And I said, things will grow organically. And we had 5 members the first week. And now we're up over 16 members. And 2 weeks, 16 members. That's freaking tremendous. I just had my first one-on-one call with Dan Smith. And he owns an agency, I think it's Smith Insurance Group in Michigan, big auto owners agency. We were talking through that kind of stuff. Like this is what it's all about, right? And we're getting it going, kicking the tires. And again, I don't want this to be about the Inside. I really wanted to share with you that if you've had inside you that thought that somehow charging for your expertise in some way, shape, or form is somehow selling out, or that you're not worthy of doing it, reach out to me. I'll be your therapist for a little while. I'm happy to do that. That's why I do these videos. If you think it has value, then it has value, and you put it out in the world, and the market will tell you if it has value. If it doesn't, they won't buy it. But what you don't want to do is listen to the people who tell you you shouldn't do it. Those people are the worst kind of people. They should be supporting you even if they never buy. They should say, hey, go do it, man. It's not my thing, but go do it. If they're going to hate on you, those are the worst kind of people. You're not the worst kind of person for charging for content. I hope that helps you. If you're starting something or think about it, or you need a little therapy session, reach out to me. I'm offering that to you. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I wish you a happy new year. This is our first video of the new year, our first newsletter of the new year. I think 2020, we're gonna crush. You got another decade ahead of you. Everyone's been posting the here's where I was a decade ago photos. A lot of it is really interesting stuff. It's amazing how far we come in 10 years. Scary and amazing. But guys, thank you for watching this. It's my pleasure to do it. I hope that you get value out of these videos. I wish you nothing but the best. If I can be of service, let me know. And if you are in the insurance industry and you're going to IAOA, I'm going to be in San Diego, which will be awesome. Love to connect. Hope to see many of you there. Otherwise, subscribe to this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you love this. I love you for watching this video. I'm out of here. Peace!